Welcome to the Arms Dealer GM, one of the easiest GMs you are going to do this season. Today, not only am I going to guide you through this, we are going to put this place into farm status in case you don't already know how to do it, letting you do 10 to 15 minute runs for exotics and prisms and shards and all that good stuff. Let's talk Loadout. The goal for the Arms Dealer strike is to kill the final boss before they really get to do anything at all. The boss does not have a lot of health, and one person on Ghorn and two people on other legendary rockets will be able to do the job. Are there other combinations that'll work? Absolutely. Is this one of the easier loadouts? Also yes. You will need unstoppable and barrier champion stunning capabilities, which means you need Arbalest and a pulse rifle or a hand cannon to stun unstoppable champions. You can definitely manage having only one person on Arbalest. If someone else wanted to use a different exotic, that's fine, but Arbalest is just really strong, so you might as well throw it on. And again, have one person on Ghorn. The other two players should be on solar rockets because the acute burn here is solar burn. Don't really hear too many people complaining about the acute burn modifier in this strike. Couldn't imagine why. The shields you're going to see are solar and void, but you're going to have Arbalest, so that doesn't really matter too much. If you don't have Arbalest between the three of you for whatever reason, number one, what are you doing? Number two, Tikus or the Monarch will do just fine here. Tikus will get the bonus solar burn, so you might want to lean towards that. Have at least one person on a void weapon just as a backup. You're going to be totally fine. The bow user could even do double primary. As long as you have a rocket on, you're fine. I'm trying to think of the most lethal thing in the strike, and it's probably the champions or the tanks in the elevator room. With solar burn on, you're probably just going to want to do double solar resistance, but a lot of Cabal shoot arc as well. Fortunately, we have a seasonal mod that does both solar and arc resistance, so throw a couple of those in and you're on your way. In terms of combat style mods, taking charge and high energy fire continue to be fine, along with any sort of seasonal meta builds with void weapons. Striking light, damage resistance while sprinting, charge with light mod, you could try that out for some damage resistance because you're probably going to be sprinting a lot while you run away from danger, so try it out, go for it. But if you don't want to, or you can't, or you just don't have the mod, it's not that big of a deal. Argent Ordnance, also an option. You just need to be willing to go full charged with light mods. Just keep in mind that the damage buff from Argent Ordnance does not stack with stuff like Well of Radiance. Don't forget Lucent Finisher either for double heavy drops, because it's going to be smart to have at least one person on Aeons, as I will say in this next sentence. Exotic armor wise, nothing special here. I recommend at least one person on Aeons since you're going to be using rockets, so you'll definitely want to keep ammo flowing here. Titans, banner or ward is going to be just fine. Could potentially do ward for the final boss, and if you are on ward, congrats, you're probably also on Aeons. I really don't think you need a Well of Radiance here at all. I think Warlocks can roll as Nova Bomb to dump a ton of damage into the boss at the end, but if you want to run with Well, that's fine. Hunters, Mobius Quiver deals a ton of damage. Throw on Rigs, you're going to do just fine. If you want to go Nighthawk or something, that's totally acceptable as well. This is a GM where I don't think you really need invisibility nearly as much compared to other strikes if you're familiar with the GM experience, because it's just an easy GM. Newcomers, you can stick to invisibility, stick with Mobius Quiver, that's fine. Okay, let's get in there. Right as you spawn in, you'll be greeted with two champions, one of each type. Feel free to tackle this however you want. My team usually just hides and waits for the Unstoppable to approach first, and then we kill the barrier after. But if the Unstop isn't cooperating, like it's just still hanging out there, feel free to take out Barry and break the shields on the Incendiors for some bonus explosion damage. In this first outside room, the Thresher and the Scion Snipers are the targets that are most likely to kill you. It is absolutely worth taking out any Threshers in this area. They're super annoying, they hurt really bad, and they die really fast with a couple of rockets. The Snipers will be on the left side, hiding behind the boxes and such, along with one in between where you come in and where you need to go, which has much more health than the others. Work on the Cabal as they approach, red bars, orange bars. You're going to have an Unstoppable here to take out after a second wave of Cabal comes in, along with a big boy yellow bar Cabal. But I would focus on the red and orange bar stuff first, because they're going to be throwing grenades and all that. It's pretty annoying, especially if one gets stuck to you, then you're just probably dead. Obviously, if the champ gets close, take it out to a nice seafood dinner, never call them again. Don't bother with the ball that you got to take into the next area just yet unless you want to juggle it over and over again, in which case, be my guest. Next, outside section. The Thresher is going to be shooting you from the right side. Take it out immediately, just save yourself the hassle. You're going to have two berries here, one directly in front of you and one by the dunk. Doggies are also going to spawn out of the doorway that berry number 1 is above. If you get there before the doggies start to show up, take out berry and then take out the doggies. Just don't let them bite you. Berry number 2 should ideally die before the dunk, but you can also stun and then dunk and then kill. That's fine. You're going to have some cleanup to do around here. Lots of doggies and scions running around along with some phalanx spawning in. Clean this all up before moving to the final unstop and the yellow bar, just so you don't get flanked, nothing sneaks up on you. Then, Unstoppable should go down pretty easy here. This is usually where a hunter might drop a super just to keep things moving, but if you wanted to save it for the tank room, that's fine too. Honestly, it's probably the better idea to just save it, because this guy's not a big deal. Before we get to the tank room, we gotta get inside the tank room. Veer off to the left once you get back outside and climb up the wall. You're gonna have a berry in front of you down the ramp, and technically speaking, this is the only target you need to kill just to make sure that you get a platinum rating. But depending on where you jump up, you might want to take out the sniper scions on both sides of this kind of area that you're in, just in case, because they hurt really bad, along with maybe the yellow bar outlawed sniper. Once you get a little more familiar with this, you'll be able to just nuke the berry and get the heck out. I think you can climb on the wall closer to the upper side of the ramp so that you can just kill berry and then run as soon as possible. Either way, take out the berry and then the tank room is next. I usually just kind of vibe this room depending on what's happening, but since you'll likely be running rockets, taking out the tank before you ever even enter the room is a very good idea. You're going to have legionaries jumping back and forth out in the open here. I don't think there's much reason to enter this room when you can just kill off almost everything from the entrance, but to each their own. There's also an unstoppable champion that's going to be around on the ground floor here. Just watch out for that. Eventually, the legionnaires will start to retreat back up the ramp towards the left if you're facing the entrance of the room. This is where you can use some abilities to take them out, or rockets or whatever, since they're going to start to clump up. Incendiors will have void shields. Sometimes they stack up, so breaking one should break basically all of their shields. You'll notice my team in this footage is all split up. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do what we're doing. Just stick together as a group. It's way better. Try to kill as much stuff as possible before the barrier champions start to notice you. They're located at the top of the second ramp. These guys are kind of annoying because they'll strafe back and forth in front of each other, behind cover, and also they hurt actually really badly. Try to take them out from afar if you can time it right, or if they position themselves in a way that allows you to do that. You can get up a lot closer if someone else has aggro, you can take that time to just run forward. But if you can launch a rocket or two to just guarantee a kill, you probably should do that. After you flip both switches, the only pull in the strike that might give people some trouble will happen. You're going to have a couple of phalanx spawn in, and then a wave of 3 unstoppables shortly after, and also the tank. Position yourself wherever you want. I usually do by the top of the ramp because it gives a clear line of sight and gives a little bit of cover from the tank. As soon as the unstoppables cross the bridge, stun all 3 as fast as possible and unleash hell. A Ghorn and 2 more rockets should deal the majority of the damage that you need here to get a kill or to at least get the champs to finish her range. During this, try to keep an eye on the tank. You don't need to be scoped in on the champs unless you're the one stunning them, but rockets are a quick aim, quick fire, and then you can start moving again. Ideally, the champs are going to die on the first stun or get to finisher range on the first stun, but if you need to kite them backwards, go for it, launch a couple more rockets, couple more stuns, you should be chilling here. Take out the tank right after, and the yellow bar blaster. The pre-boss room just has a lot of champions in it. Unstoppable at the start, you got a couple of berries, one down low and one up high on the second bridge area, and then you just have a general cluster of flame-spitting turrets and general cabal enemies. Nothing too crazy here. Use Arbalest to take out the orange bar phalanx, they go down no problem. Just don't forget about the final drop of Cabal before you go up the lift. You don't want to get annihilated by it, and then the lift starts going up, and you're just by yourself. Now, the trick here is getting the boss to peek over the ledge earlier so we have more time to deal damage. When you pass a certain spot on the lift as it's going up normally, you hit a trigger in the game so that the boss moves over the ledge to start shooting you. But you can climb up to this trigger spot without the lift by jumping on the chains that pull the lift. There is no special trick here. Anyone can do this by just normally jumping up the chain. The boss only spawns when the final pack of Legionnaires dies, so the sequence for this can be one person starts climbing the chain, then the other two people flip the switch to spawn the Legionnaires, they kill the Legionnaires, and then when the chain jumper gets high enough up the chain, they fall down, and then the lift should start going up. Ideally, you want to jump basically all the way up the chain, but 70-75% should do the job. If this is done correctly, the boss will be shooting you while the lift is at the very bottom, giving you much more time to deal damage to the boss before the fight actually starts. And look, I know this seems a little cheesy, but I would much rather you do it here at home than out and about at someone else's channel that I don't know, because everyone else has posted about this already, and I want you to be safe. As soon as you get on the lift and you see the boss's laser aiming at you, let loose the rockets. Make sure Ghorn shoots first so you can get Pack Hunter. Now I must warn you, the lift is moving, which means sometimes you might get stuck while trying to move. If you are not far back enough from cover, sometimes it looks like you have clear line of sight, you actually don't, specifically around those big boxes that you hide behind, you will rocket yourself and die. You must stand back from the cover a little bit more than you think you might have to and give yourself space, or your rocket is just going to clip that box. Just keep that in mind. It'll happen to someone. It happened to me. Just make sure you physically move first, because you might go to start moving, anticipate you'll move, then not move because you're stuck in the elevator, and then rocket yourself. This is basically the only thing that'll stop you from killing this boss very quickly, outside of, the boss shooting you in the face. As you can see from this clip, we killed the boss as we got to the top of the lift with nothing but Pack Hunter, and we had someone die. No supers, no damage buffs, nothing. This is where the strike should end. Even if you don't do the early spawn trick, you should have enough firepower to get the boss really weak, kill a wave of ads with a super or something, and then the boss will jump back down and you can nuke the boss. You should not have to do much of this fight at all. Ideally, you don't have to do any of it. This run right here was less than 15 minutes, and we were not optimized at all. With full focus and optimization, you can do 10-minute runs, or pretty darn close to it depending on your skill level. This is one of the fastest GMs to do in the game. It is one of the easiest to do in the game. So if you're looking to farm some shards, or exotics, or prisms, or whatever you need, GM Arms Dealer is a very, very good way to do just that. Or maybe you're looking to start your Conqueror journey. This is a fantastic strike to start on because it is one of the easiest in the entire game. Thank you very much for watching. Happy farming.